The rain hammered against the kitchen window as Marcus watched his daughter Emily trace invisible patterns on the glass, her small finger following the water droplets racing down the pane. She'd been quieter than usual lately, and he knew why. 6 months had passed since Sarah died, and the silence in their house had become a third presence, heavy and suffocating. "Daddy, why doesn't the nice lady come over anymore?" Emily asked without turning around. Marcus's chest tightened. He knew exactly who she meant. Their neighbor, Claire, had been bringing them meals every Sunday since the funeral. Casseroles, homemade bread, cookies that made Emily smile for the first time in weeks. But 3 Sundays ago, Marcus had stopped answering the door. "She's probably busy, sweetheart," he said, the lie bitter on his tongue. The truth was far more complicated, and it was destroying him from the inside out. That evening, as Marcus carried grocery bags from his car, Claire appeared on her porch. Even in the fading light, she was radiant, dark curls pulled into a messy bun, paint-stained jeans, that gentle smile that reminded him so much of Sarah it physically hurt. "Marcus, wait," she called out, crossing the small strip of grass between their houses. He fumbled with his keys, pretending not to hear. "Why do you keep avoiding me?" Her voice was closer now, tinged with hurt and confusion. Marcus froze, his hand on the doorknob. He could feel her presence behind him, could smell the faint scent of lavender that always seemed to surround her. The same scent Sarah used to wear. "Marcus, please. Did I do something wrong? If the meals aren't, because looking at you hurts." The words erupted from somewhere deep inside him before he could stop them. The silence that followed was deafening. Marcus finally turned to face her, and the concern in Claire's green eyes nearly broke him. "Every time I see you," he continued, his voice cracking, "you're wearing Sarah's smile. You laugh like she did. You tuck your hair behind your ear the same way. You even smell like her." He looked away, ashamed. "I know that's not fair to you. None of this is. But I can't. I can't keep pretending it doesn't tear me apart." Claire's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "Marcus, I didn't know. I'm so sorry." "Don't apologize for being kind," he said quickly. "You've been nothing but wonderful to us. To Emily. That's what makes it worse. You remind me of everything beautiful I lost, and everything I'm failing to give my daughter now." He expected her to leave, to retreat to the safety of her own home and her own life. Instead, Claire did something that stunned him. She sat down on his porch steps. "Can I tell you something?" she asked softly. Against his better judgment, Marcus sat beside her. "I moved here 8 months ago," Claire began, staring out at the darkening street. "Right after my fiancé called off our wedding. He said I gave too much of myself away, that I was always helping everyone else and never focused on us." She laughed bitterly. "Maybe he was right. But when I saw you and Emily at Sarah's funeral, the way you held your daughter while your whole world collapsed. I saw a man who loved so deeply that even grief couldn't diminish it." Marcus listened, stunned. "I didn't bring you meals because I pitied you," Claire continued. "I brought them because I understood what it felt like to have your future ripped away. And because I saw a little girl who needed to remember that the world still had goodness in it, even when it felt impossibly cruel." "Claire, let me finish." She turned to face him, and the vulnerability in her expression made his breath catch. "I wear lavender because my grandmother did, and she was the kindest person I ever knew. I tuck my hair behind my ear because I'm usually covered in paint and it's a habit. And I smile because choosing joy, even when you're broken, is the bravest thing we can do." Tears streamed down Marcus's face now. "I'm not brave. I'm barely surviving." "Survival is brave," Claire said firmly. "Getting up every morning for Emily is brave. Accepting help is brave. And telling me the truth just now. That was the bravest thing of all." They sat in silence as the rain picked up again, creating a curtain of sound around them. "I don't want to replace Sarah," Claire finally said. "No one could. But I want you to know that healing doesn't mean forgetting. And letting people care about you isn't betraying her memory." Marcus thought about Emily's quiet sadness, about the way she lit up when Claire visited, about the loneliness that had consumed their home. He thought about Sarah, about what she would want for them. "Sarah made me promise something," he said quietly. "The night before she died, when we both knew there wasn't going to be a miracle. She made me promise that I wouldn't let grief turn us into ghosts. That I'd let Emily grow up knowing love and laughter, not just loss. What do you think she'd say about me?" Claire asked. Marcus smiled through his tears. She'd probably say you bake better cookies than she did. And she'd be right. Claire laughed, that beautiful sound that had haunted him, and suddenly it didn't hurt quite so much. It was simply lovely. I'm scared, Marcus admitted. Scared that accepting kindness means moving on. Scared that if I stop hurting, I'll lose her all over again. Love doesn't live in pain, Claire said gently. It lives in the way you're raising Emily, in your memories, in the person you became because of Sarah. The hurt isn't what keeps her alive, the love is. The door creaked open behind them. Emily stood in the doorway, clutching the stuffed rabbit Sarah had given her. Miss Claire, are you coming in? She asked hopefully. I made a picture for you. It's got rainbows. Claire looked at Marcus, waiting for permission. He saw the hope in his daughter's eyes, felt the weight in his chest begin to lighten ever so slightly, and nodded. I'd love to see it, sweetheart, Claire said, standing up. As Emily pulled Claire inside, chattering excitedly about her artwork, Marcus remained on the porch for one more moment. He looked up at the rain-dark sky and whispered, "Thank you for sending someone who reminds me of you. I understand now." Inside, he found Claire and Emily at the kitchen table, the picture spread between them, a riot of colors depicting two houses with a rainbow stretching between them. See, Emily explained. That's your house and our house, and the rainbow means we're friends forever. Claire's eyes met Marcus's over Emily's head, and he saw his own guarded hope reflected there. Forever sounds perfect, Claire said. And for the first time in 6 months, Marcus felt something other than pain when he looked at her. He felt possibility. He felt gratitude. He felt like maybe, just maybe, they could all find their way back to the light. Because sometimes the things that hurt us are the very things trying to heal us, if we're brave enough to let them.